Garage YouTube channel. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Queensland on the Gold Coast, and sunny day, amazing winters here, and I'm off to a skid pan day. So haven't taken the BMW 135 to a skid pan yet. Main reason being is that it's got an open diff in this car, and I just thought it wouldn't be that much fun having an open diff in a skid situation, because I've already noticed in the grip racing, the racing that I've done, or the track days that I've done, you are really compromised in terms of getting traction and getting rotation out of the car, because that unweighted wheel just lights up, gets all the power. So in terms of trying to transfer drifts from one side to the other, even in a skid pan situation with low levels of grip, I always think it's going to be quite compromised. But still, it is what it is, and it is what I'm driving. So I really want to find the limits and what I can do in this car. And hopefully at some stage in the future get an LSD fitted to it, so I can actually get a bit more performance out of this car. But yeah, I just want to say shout out to all of my subscribers. I've got 147 subscribers right now. Yeah, and I watch YouTube channels like Joe Achilles and those reviews that he does, and really enjoy those. So shout out to Joe, and I see that he's been on the grind for years now, building his subscribers, and I guess we've all got to start somewhere. So if you are following along and you've already subscribed, thanks very much for that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep bringing content, and this week I'm actually driving a wide body Cayman Porsche that was designed and built locally, and also a friend of mine in his 997 GT3 Porsche. So I'm pretty keen to get those videos up, so stay tuned, hit subscribe, and you won't miss them. So let's get to the track and start doing some skids. That's what I reckon we should be doing right now. Oh, we're on track together.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm looking forward to being embarrassed right beside you.
You'll be fine. Alright, going out for the first session. I'll set the camera up and come along for a ride. Session done, it was good. Actually, the open diff wasn't as bad. It's skid control super there. It's a hire vehicle, so guys out here for the first time. Such a great way to learn car and control and increase your skills. I recommend it. But my car was good. I was able to link that long extended double apex over here, and a couple of transitions, so I was quite pleased with that. I didn't think I'd be able to do that, but I did get a noise warning, so I'm going to jump on, plug in my my reader and my OBD reader, and get onto the MHD tune and try and reduce the cracks and pops. And I couldn't use sport mode, and I was asked to try and drive it in third instead of second to keep it a bit quieter, but yeah, but the car looks great. Having fun. All right, I'll get on with this tune. Map right. These flash tunes always make me a bit nervous, you know, just playing around with these computers, but MHD system's pretty good, and you know, failing your battery going flat or something weird happening, there's the engine that's doing its thing, the computer's doing its thing. Just don't touch anything. It's 80% done, so hopefully everything runs smoothly. Here we go, normal operation, clearing code, success, turn ignition off, wait 30 seconds. All right, I'll pull that out, wait 30 seconds, and we should be good. So hopefully that's toned the burbles down enough to not have to worry about that while I'm out in the next session, because you don't need to be worrying about those kind of things when you're just, you know, all about the driving part. So so let's hope it's all good. Well, a little 1M with Adrian driving. He's having fun out there. I just finished the second session. Tuned the cracks and pops out of the car, so I was able to drive it a bit harder, and also realised that I could drive on the sequential shifter and change up to third to reduce the revs a bit and reduce the noise a bit as well. So that's a good tip for the DCT owners there. You can, you know, don't forget you can drive that manually if you want to shift gears mid corner or something and take a bit of pressure off the drivetrain, and the engine just change up a gear with the manual shifter, because it's impossible to change with when you've got your paddles spinning around in the wheel. You don't know which way's up and down. So yeah, having fun. We'll get out there to reverse the direction for the next two sessions, so I'll get some in-car footage. Space. So the consistency, I mean, we've got diesel on the track and water, and it's pretty patchy, so there's a few issues there. Track in the other direction. Just trying to get a bit smoother. I'm a bit rusty, to be honest, with my hand technique. I'm getting a bit caught up. I just need to relax in the car and keep my hands in the bottom half of the wheel. When you start getting up the top half of the wheel, you get yourself tangled up a bit. Work a bit hard with this because of the open diff. Let's see, it's just remember my technique. Get a lot of rotation there. There's oil, there's diesel on that section. Kind of makes it a bit extra slippery. In a patch, not in a, it's not really consistent. And up into fourth gear there. Let's try and just go higher gears. Second, third, it's got a pretty low diff in it. It's actually got a diesel 320 diesel or something diff in it. It's a little bit lower ratio, so I'm actually up in 4th gear on the skid pan here, but the wheel speed's up. On the road home, had a great time. Went to lunch with the guys afterwards. It was good to catch up with some of my mates that we went to Morgan Park with recently. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, good fun. I love those skid pan days. The first time I've taken this car to the skid pan. So what did I learn about the open diff that I was talking about earlier? It was bearable. It was okay. I think with the coilovers and the good setup in this car, it sort of compensates for some of that that stuff. But it'd still be great to have a limited slip diff, or you know, like something that you can control the power of it a bit more effectively. But I had fun. It wasn't too bad. So there was that, and then also with the DCT, the paddle shift up here, I'm so used to using the paddles. It took me about half the day to realise that I can use the shifter down here as a manual shifter. So when you're rotating, you know, sliding and wanting to transition, and you're wanting to go up a higher gear, which I needed to keep the noise down because the car was a bit loud, you just change manually, of course. It seems so obvious now when you're just driving along calmly, but when you're in the car and you're used to doing the paddle shifts, you forget that. I mean, I've never actually used this car in as a manual shifter, but why would you when you've got the paddles? But in that drifting, sliding situation, it's actually quite handy. Towards the end of the session, I was having a bit of fun doing some 360s, so hopefully the side camera shows that. That's what we used to do at Movie World when I worked there in the stunt show, and rear drive Evo 10s. We used to drive on 2 wheels and do forward 360, so you just power on through the slide, a little bit of a J turn on the wheel mid-slide. But in a manual car, you can dip the clutch, disengage the drive, and then you rotate better in that reverse direction, and then you can pop the clutch back out and drive straight back into the drift again. So in this auto box or DCT box, I can't select neutral while I'm driving, so I had to sort of overpower the car, do the steering technique, let the car rotate back around thankfully with the low grip of the skid pan, and then try to power out of that. And if you're off boost, if you're in too high a gear or just not quite on boost, then it's hard to get the thing to go straight back into a drift. But managed a couple of clean ones. So yeah, it was just good to go and do a bit of that sort of stunty car control stuff again. So can't recommend these events enough. If you're an inexperienced driver or any level of driver, to be honest, or a new driver, you should get along to a skid pan day. This one was by Skid Control, and if you go along, you can take any vehicle and just go and learn your limits. It's a low speed event, and you don't have to have, it's not a lot of wear and tear on your car or tyres, so you can just get in there and understand the limits of your car's ability and your abilities, and realise just how tenuous a situation it is when you're driving on the road and a bit of rain comes down and the truck in front of you has dropped some diesel on a roundabout. And if you don't know how to control your car in these situations, you can really end up in a bad situation. So get along to one of these events and increase the safety for yourself and your passengers and all the people around you as well. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep pumping out some cool videos in the future, and yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next one.